what is up? Do you know what? I want to talk about fear because I'm terrified today. No. I want to talk about fear because I have actually had some pretty scary stuff come into my general periphery over the last few days. And for this particular thing that I was scared about, which I am not sharing with you people, because it scares me too, JK, the fear just crippled me. And I made a point of doing some non-dual practices, which was to do the Muji thing, or the Rupert Spira thing, which is so who is scared? Can you narrow down who within you or what within you is scared? Can you find the person who is afraid? Can you find the entity that the fear is attached to? And that got me to make it a point of trying to notice what the fear was attached to. Was it attached to a story, a person? Is there an Adam in there that is afraid? Is that what he is and who he is and all that kind of stuff? I'm basically trying to get to the bottom of this witnessing aspect of experience. And the result of it was, when this fear came up, I just looked at it and I didn't judge it. I didn't try and attach anything to it. I just tried to notice who it belonged to and what the actual experience of fear was. And it was literally just a sensation in the body that made the mind want to do all sorts of things, go crazy, really. And it felt like there's a sort of intensity that felt unbearable. But when I looked a bit closer, rather than sort of trying to suppress that intensity, when I looked a bit closer, it was like, this actually isn't as bad as I thought it was. The fear of fear is harder than actually experiencing the fear. And that seems always to be the same. The fear, the anticipation of something that's scary, is worse than the actual event itself. So you put yourself through a horrible time in order to basically get to a point where you just handle the situation. And when I got to that point of actually needing to handle the situation, there was no fear there. There was no fear left, because I'd sat with it and just witnessed it and hadn't suppressed it and let it do its job. And that day, that sort of crunch time day of needing to sort everything out, there was zero fear. Not an inkling, not an ounce of it. And that was so liberating. And I found myself wanting it to go on for longer, because I wasn't afraid. And it was just so novel to be there's just no fear. I almost wanted to just roll around in the situation and just sort of milk it for the fact that I wasn't afraid of it. So that was a huge shift for me. And it's not that this has never happened before. We're under attack! Everyone get down! So, yeah. You can probably hear me now. That was terrifying. So yeah, it's not that fear hasn't happened to me before and that I've not been able to quieten fear down, but every time it happens and you're sort of able to stop it in its tracks, it's I need to remember that. I need to remember the process of just allowing it to do its thing so that it doesn't cripple you. So comment if you have any questions about that, because I think if you have never heard about non-duality and the sort of non-dual pointings and the direct path, like what Rupert Spira teaches or Muji teaches or Great Good or all of these sort of self-realized people, Drop me a comment and I can see if I can elaborate on what it is I'm trying to explain. But fear is just something that covers over clarity, and naturally our neutral state of awareness is just clarity. It's just, there's a neutrality and a sort of a peace and a well-being, a sense of well-being. And when you remove the fear, it just leaves you wide open. So if you can get to the bottom of those fears and stop using distractions to like stifle it, and actually just use fear as an opportunity. And the more you do it, the more you're like, ooh, fear has come up, awesome, I get to practice this thing, which will allow me to basically deal with fear better each time that it comes up, and to practice becoming the witness when your body is going through what it's going through. Very, very liberating. But yeah, enjoy your day. It's bloody lovely today. Catch you later.